don't know if this is going to work. I'm having these sound issues. Everything looks good here. I've got levels like I normally do. I'm using the microphone on the camera. So got guitar sound. But we have no one watching. I wonder if it's because I've done too many live streams in the last. And then Google wouldn't load. I mean, Chrome wouldn't load, which is weird. So I may have to delete Chrome and start over again with that. I don't know. Weird. Nobody's on. I got a like. Can someone chat? Let me know you can hear me. Go to let's see. Boom, boom. All right. Oh, okay. So I'm not, okay. Live chat, there we go. Now I'm seeing it, okay. Hilarious. Yeah, I wasn't even seeing concurrent viewers. I wasn't seeing anybody. All right. Here we go. And now it sounds good, okay. I just rebooted the system. Nothing, I didn't change anything. Everything was working fine. I didn't see anything. I had levels. Everything looked like a normal day at the office. So, okay. I had to go to Discord to find out that I didn't have live chat up. All right. Well, and I've got a bunch of stuff to do today, so we're not going to be able to go too long, but I do want to touch on sevenths of chords. And I think we're getting actually a pretty good quick number here. Sorry about that. I was not punking anyone. I totally forgot it was April Fool's Day. Good morning, Jan. I saw your question on Discord, but I wasn't sure what it meant. Are you telling me you have a lot of Django recordings you want to send me? Because I have pretty much everything Django ever recorded. Or are you just saying in general gypsy jazz, which I can pretty much find on streamers. I wasn't sure what you were, was it you, Jan, that said something on Discord? But yeah, we've been talking about soloing and approaches to soloing and how to think about, and we're just using a very simple progression here, C, G, A minor, F. Basically, progression, kind of Let It Be, the first four chords of Let It Be. But to be honest, it's the first four chords of a billion songs. I got a copyright strike last week for last week's lesson, and when it does that, it tells you the segment, and it was like a minute-long segment. And last time it happened when in this series, and I don't have any strikes against me, but they want to monetize it, and it's like, so this last week's 2-hour plus video had an ad every 2 minutes because this third-party company came in and said I was using copyrighted material, which was complete baloney because I wrote and recorded that progression for us. And when it happened a few weeks ago, it kind of made some sense because I had it real simple. It sounded like Let It Be. And I don't know who filed the complaint, but I went ahead and clipped out that section because it was a section where I was saying, here, why don't you jam over it for a while? And I let it play so you could jam over it. Well, that's unnecessary. I could cut that out. It's not a big deal. This one, I was talking about triads. I was playing different triads with like a pseudo Coldplay sound, and I was talking over it, and it said that section was copyrighted, which is complete malarkey. And these companies just, you know, they are basically stealing ad revenue from creators like me. So I'm trying to, I have to change the lesson number again. Okay. I thought I changed it and it must have gone back. Oh, it did. Okay. 3. And then I'll put the Discord link up too. Boop. So I'm a little discouraged about that. If they keep doing that kind of thing, because I'm trying to make sure. Now, one thing I did do is I changed the bass line on this progression, which I haven't played yet. Wait, what? That's not the option I want. Pin miss. There it is. I changed the bass line a little bit and also changed the tempo. It was at 120, which it really was feeling more like 60. I changed it to 123, kind of an odd number. I could even put it at like 123.5 or whatever. Still have the bass rolled off, so you may not hear the bass very much, but the bass tends to get boomy in here on this microphone. Probably hear more guitar than anything. Wow, it just seems like it's so quiet. So quiet in here. It's also so dark in here, which is crazy. The camera not only brightens the room, it also increases the volume. I'm trying to keep this from going into the red and distorting. So, nice. So what we talked about before, what we've talked about so far is just using sus tones, very suspicious tones, to aid your soloing. And one of the first things you do is try to find the different triads. And then if you know where the 1, the 3, and the 5 are, that's what makes up a triad, the 1, the 3, and the 5. In the key of C, or chord C, it would be C, E, G. On the G chord, it would be G, B, D, every other note. On the A minor chord, it would be A, C, E. That's how you make triads. And then on the F chord, it would be F, A, C. And I wrote those over here, so you can see them. And we did this, the 2-1 suspension, and then also the 2-3, or the 2 suspension with a 2-1 resolution or a 2-3 resolution. And that would basically sound like this. That's definitely the drums that are kind of messing us up there. Okay. So 2-1. Over the G. And then B to A for A. And it's very pretty. It's very, especially over the A minor chord, you play that B over the A minor chord. So the way you find the 2 of every chord, you just start on the 1 and go up 1 note. So that note you skip to get to the 3 is the 2. So that 2 wants to go to 1, but it also, in many cases, more strongly wants to resolve to the 3. So that would sound like this. This is just a quick review of what we've done so far. And And then we talked about the 4-3 resolution, and 4-3 almost always wants, the 4 suspension almost always wants to go down to 3, but it totally resolves nicely going up to the 5. I do both. But the 4-3, and if you want to find the 4 of any of these chords, you go to the 3rd and go up 1 note. So in C, you go up 1 note from here. E is the 3rd, you go up 1 note, it's F. In the G, you go to the 3rd of G, and that's B, and you go up 1 note, and that's C. You go, here's A minor, A, C, E. The 3rd is the C. You go up 1 from that, you get D. And so the D is the 4th of the A minor. And then lastly, we have the F chord, the F triad, F, A, C. And if you go to the A, you get this really haunting B note if you go up to 4, okay? So listen to these. And I'm just going to, I'll play the 4 and I'm going to resolve them to 3. So it'll be a 4-3 suspension. Now, hopefully I won't get any more copyright strikes on this stuff. I mean, it's so ridiculous that someone's trying to do a copyright thing on a lesson where I'm literally talking. It's bots that are doing this, but this company probably makes $10 million a month stealing from creators. Now, it's legit. If a creator's using someone else's music as a background for something, yeah, that's a legit complaint. I've generally, if it's not critical, I'll go ahead and delete the section that they're saying is offending, or I'll demonetize the video like I had to do with the lesson we did for the Pink Floyd song, because they totally snagged it. I guess I was playing it too close like the record. So I just demonetized that. So if I have to demonetize these lessons, it's a bummer, because then I don't make any money doing this stuff. So, which might affect if I even do it. So, okay, so back to the 4-3. Here we go. I'm going to go up high. Woo. I'm going to do it again. Okay, up to the D note, to the C, and then B to A. Okay, and that's the 4-3 suspension resolution. Let's do the 4-5. Okay, here's the 4-5. Okay, so the 4-5 is another way you can resolve that 4, and keep in mind that 4 has, like over the C chord, if you have a lot of tension there. If the C chord's playing and you're sitting on that F, so if it's a half step away, it's still, you can still sit on it. Like I would totally sit on the A minor, the B over the A minor, because that's such a beautiful tone. Even the F, I might even still be like, be real tempted to sit on that B note over the F. But the F, that when it's a half step sus, like the 4-3 resolution is 1 fret. When that happens, sitting on that might not be as good as getting off of it or going back and forth like this. That works. Now the A, I'm fine with that. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Now the F. Okay, again. See, the D to C is fine over there. So yeah, for some reason when that sus4 is a half step away from the 3rd or 1 fret away from the 3rd of the chord, sitting on it is a little bit too weird of a rub to sit on it for too long. I kind of like it, but it doesn't always work, and it might, if you're working for somebody, they might go, no, don't do that. But when on the A minor chord, that 4th is a whole step away from the 2, so it kind of has a nice distance, or I'm sorry, a whole step away from the 3rd. So it kind of has a nice distance to it. It's kind of sounds kind of cool. Okay, and the same thing with the F. It's like this. It's fine to sit on that because that fourth over the F triad is a whole step away from the third. Does that make sense? I mean, how many people do we have watching right now? Oh, we're okay. We're at 20. I mean, I would love to see 100,000 people watching. Well, I don't know about that. I think I'd get nervous if 100,000 people were watching. I'd be like, is my fly down? Is it spreading like wildfire? Oh, the F chord, yeah. Yeah, that's just too low. I'll stay away from that. I mean, I can roll off even more bottom end on this. I hate doing it. It sounds kind of cruddy in here, but all right. So I'm trying to keep it from going in the red, but it just does. It just does. I guess you could turn everything up on your end. Okay, so and then we did the 6/5 resolution, and the 6 really pretty much only goes down to the 5. I mean, you can go up to the 7, that's fine, but it's not one. You're not resolving. It's the 6 is either gonna be a minor third or a major third away from the root, depending on the chord. But that 6 has some kind of cool sounds to it, and it's very familiar if we're doing. When you do that rock and roll thing, you're doing a 5/6 suspension. And you wouldn't end on this. It's a suspension because you're suspending something and then resolving it. So you're going to end on that. You're going to end on the resolved chord. So that would sound like this. The 6/5 on all of these chords. Woo! I love that one actually. And really, the only one that creates kind of beautiful tension, I think, is that the 6 over the A minor, which is kind of a weird note. I mean, when you play that F over that A minor, it kind of turns it into a kind of an F over A chord. But to me, it does sound suspended because that A's in the bass. It does sound like, it doesn't sound like, if I played it. That F over A, it sounds like an F over A. But when I play it like this, or the context in the key of C, it sounds like, okay, wait, what is that? So yeah, that F over the A minor chord creates a little bit of tension. All right, so we've talked about the 2, the 4, and the 6. Now let's talk about the 7th of each of these chords. So it's pretty easy to find the 7th on each of these triads if you were able to build the triads yourself by starting on a note and then just skipping a note and go to the next note, skip a note and go to that one. So the triad for C is C, E, G. Well, if you carry that forward and keep doing that formula, skip a note, now you get to the 7th. So you have 1, 3, 5, 7, all odd notes. And so that's the 7th. So the 7th of, let's see, let me add in here. I'm just going to put 7ths. All right, and then, so the C, 7th is B over the G, G, B, D, F. That's going to be a dominant 7th. It's going to create a very dominant sound. And by doing that, it's going to make a stronger resolution to the C chord, but actually we're not going to the C chord. We're going to an A minor chord. And so the A minor seventh is G, and the seventh of the F is E. So two of these sevenths are a half step away from the root, and two of these sevenths are a whole step away from the root. The C, actually that B wants to resolve to the C. The F over the G chord definitely wants to resolve up to the G, but the G7, that F creates a lot of kind of tension on its own because it's making that 5 chord sound even more like a 5 chord with the presence of the seventh. The A minor, again, the seventh is a whole step away from the root. And you might the sevenths are good ones to bend because you can bend them all up to the roots. Okay, and I'll do that in a second here. And then the last one, the B, the F and the E, another half step away, so it creates kind of a beautiful tension there, especially when you play the F and the E again, right next to each other. Hey, Rory, what's going on? Rory Donk. Who else? I'm sorry, I haven't said hi to everybody. I kind of was distracted by the computer. Whatever happened, I don't know what the heck happened there with the sound not working. Sorry about that. I deleted those videos already. Gary's here. Good to see Gary and Jan. Holly, thank you. I don't know if Ram is still here. And Martin Murray. And Mike Winscott. I hear you. All right. Well, I don't know who else here, but if you want, just wave. So that, put a little thumbs up there so I know who's here, if you all want to do that. Yeah, we're here. Okay, so let's listen to the sevenths. Okay, I'm just going to sit on the seventh. I'm not going to resolve it at all. I'm just going to play the seventh over each one of these chords. Wait, I got to do it. Love that one. That G7, the seventh over the G, in this progression, it, in my opinion, doesn't work really well because we're not going to the C chord. It would work really well, okay, if we take the guide tones of the G. Okay, I don't want to jargon you to death, but the B, when you play a G7 chord, you have a B and an F. Well, those two notes, that creates some tension, and the B wants to go up to C, and the F wants to go down to E. And listen to this resolution. Now that resolution is there, or that those two notes are there for the A minor, but it's not as strong as, it's still there. Okay, but hey, Brad, welcome home. Hope you had a relaxing time. Well, it sounded like a lot of people on that trip. I don't think I could do that. Beth and I just like being alone on our trips. Okay. Max, good to see you. Mojo. What did Holly say? Holly, what is everybody thanking you for? I appreciate everybody jumping in and waving, so I know who's here. Oh, you posted a link. Okay, yeah. All right. So, now, so that seventh, like I said, I really like the seventh on the 4 chord, the F chord, but. Hey, James from Kenya. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm just playing the sevenths over each one of these. Now, what you do with the seventh, so a seventh could be, you could just touch on it, okay? Like for example, I think this is called a mordent, M-O-R-D-E-N-T. Don't worry, there will not be a quiz on this. I broke the mug, so I can't hold up the mug. I need to get the shirt or something. When you circle a note, when you go around a note to kind of set up the note, very Bach, you know, you can have mordents that could go on forever. But when you do something like that, I'm playing a C note, and I'm going up to the D, which is the 2, going back to C, and I'm going down to B, which is the 7, and then I'm going back to C. So it kind of surrounds your root note and creates for a really strong resolution. Or you could go D, like that, D, B, C. So you get, oh, so wait. Oh, go over the G, yeah. So over the C. So you can use a 2. I mean, the seventh is kind of a setup to really bring a strong resolution to the 1. That B over the C. Those are really. Now this. If you're not already a member of the Discord, that Discord's free. There's a link up there. You can join Discord. And I put a progression up there in Tom's lesson plans. It's this progression. You can download it or play it on Discord. It's free. You don't need to pay me anything for it. But it's just like a 10-minute MP3 of the piano playing its thing. Okay, so you can practice this. And what I would try to do is play that chord progression, and I played it very slowly, so it goes very, it's like, it feels like a really slow bar of C and a slow bar of G and a slow bar of A minor, and so on. And then, start out playing the root of every one of those chords, and just, okay. So I'm playing C, I'm just lining up with these chords here, G, A, F, and here's what's going to happen. For one thing, it's helping you with your chord theory. It's giving you a good starting place maybe to play on these chords, okay? Also, I would suggest doing it all over the fretboard. So you're going to use an exercise that's going to teach you one thing and another thing, and then also help you learn your fretboard. So you might ultimately get like 3 things out of this. You start to learn the chord harmony, the chord theory of it. You'll start to have some starting notes for solos and finding chord positions. And then also you'll start to learn your fretboard. So when you play that progression, you can just play C to G. And you can even do it all in one string. In fact, this is a good exercise. Do it on the first string, C. Okay. Now I'm probably going to get a copyright strike for this. To keep talking over it, okay? And then you go to another string, second string, and do the same thing. And then next string, go to the G string up to G. You can go up to A here, or we're down to A there. F here, and boy, I'll tell you, you do that on every string, okay? Sorry, I'm fighting sinusitis. You do that on every string, and you'll start to learn your fretboard. And then you do the third of each chord, okay? So now we're going to go and do that middle note of these triads down here, okay? So now you're going to play over the E, C chord, you play E. And you can play B. Okay, and then you do that on every string. And you start to learn. You know, you can even do it down and low it. Doesn't hurt, you know. It's a little muddy down there, especially if I hit it hard. And A. But again, the idea is to learn. So you do it with the root, the third, the fifth, and then you do the same thing with the second, the fourth, the sixth, and the seventh. So basically, I gave you 7 notes to find over each chord on 6 different strings. So that's kind of like an exercise of 56. I don't think that progression is long enough, but you just loop it. I don't know if there's 56 bars in what I did, or 56 rotations through that thing. But it doesn't matter. You can start it over again. Okay, now I'm going to do this. And that's just a way to kind of start to learn your fretboard if you haven't already done that. And then it's also a way for you to find some of these potential starting notes that either sound inside and they sound vanilla, or they have a rub to them and they sound like steak rub. See, that's not the opposite of vanilla. Vanilla, steak rub. Together makes music. If you take away one thing from this morning, that vanilla and steak rub together make music. All right. So the steak rub wants to resolve to the vanilla. Oops, sorry. Not an earthquake. I hit my table with my knee. All right. Yes. Oh yeah, the story. Yep. It's going to take some time getting. They just got a bunch of Gibsons in. Everybody go and follow Malibu Music on Instagram. Or if you go to Instagram, what's the call sign for that, Brad? Is it Malibu Music? Also, and Brad, you carry Elixir strings, right? I endorse Elixir strings, so I always like to. I mean, I endorse them. I use Elixir strings. So I'm an endorsed artist, I guess. But and they do like for me to talk about them. I really like them. They're really good in humid weather, especially on guitars that maybe you're going to have in a closet for a while, and you want to pull them out, make sure the strings are still good. You know, there was a time back before Elixir strings when I would have to, if I had needed my 12 string for a session. In fact, I've got a session today I need a 12 string for. If I were to pull that out of the closet, I'd have to change the strings. You know, and that's just no fun. But with Elixirs, they last quite a while, so I don't have to do that so much. Steak Rub and Vanilla. I had a band in high school called Steak Rub and Vanilla. It was a duo. I was vanilla. All right, so let's see. Okay, now I'm just gonna mess around on this. I'm gonna use some things I've talked about. I'm just gonna solo a little bit. You guys can watch. Hopefully you can see my hands pretty well. I'm gonna use some double stops, which means playing 2 notes at a time. The fourths is always a good kind of R&B thing to do. Oh, a sip. I didn't change guitars. Oh, what did I say? Did I mention? Oh, do we do a sip if I mention Elixirs? Let me look up, Brad. I'll give you the @ for Malibu Music, and you can. They have a Reverb store too, so you can buy stuff via Reverb. I can say it. All right. Let's see. Malibu. Oh, Malibu Music SoCal. Did you say that, Brad? No. Okay. So if you go to Malibu Music SoCal, it's a beautiful location. You can subscribe, and I don't know if you have a store set up on your website or if you just go to Reverb or if you have links to Reverb, but you can buy stuff that way too. I think you sell gold tone stuff. I actually have something I've got to pick up at some point. And I kind of endorse Gold Tone. I mean, I don't endorse it. They let me buy direct from the factory, which is kind of nice. I typically will buy seconds, things that have flaws, because I don't really care. And you know, unless the neck's broken off, then I'm like, yeah, you can keep that flaw. They don't usually call those seconds, though. They call those trash. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I had a band in high school is a rule. I forgot about that. That's a good rule. I forgot about that. Where's Gary? The Moses of the Strahleites. Yeah, so go. Yeah, just subscribe. Let's get those numbers up there, and you know, if Brad posts too much, just mute him. I've got people, you know, on Instagram. You can mute them. You're still following them, but you mute them if they post too much. But I don't think Brad will do that. You'll do more stories than you will posts, actually. And stories are kind of naturally kind of congregate themselves. Oh, Malibu LLC, is that the oh, but the handle is Malibu Music SoCal, just so you know, Brad. But I see Linktree is Malibu Music LLC. Okay. And what's on your Linktree here? Website, YouTube, that's right, TikTok, Instagram. Okay. Oh, it is Malibu Music LLC. Oh, weird. Because up high it says Malibu Music SoCal. I think that's hilarious. Is the cologne a real thing, Brad? So Brad's got like cologne that smells like cedar. Is that real? That was April Fool's, wasn't it? Wait a minute. 10 hours ago. Yeah, is that an April Fool's new guitar smell? I can't tell. I was like, wait a minute. It's for real, or it's for real a punk? Okay, let me just play this a little bit. I'm going to keep this sound. I kind of call this my Adam Levy sound. And see what inspires. Yep, my son Alex is doing some of the videos. Well, if you and Tina are solo owners, you're not sold. You're two people. It's a duo. was showing you these suspended notes and ideas is to find that, I call it the money tone or the sweet tone, the tone that would make people weep instantly and uncontrollably. Like I was just making you all weep instantly and uncontrollably. And another thing you can do, and we talked about this before when I talked about soloing. Just pick a note, any note in this scale here, and sit on it, and you can do one of a couple things. One is just listen to it and go, wow, that works, or wow, that kind of doesn't work. Now, technically, that note will always work. Any note in this scale will work over these chords. But sometimes they're going to want to be more like passing notes, like an F may not sound great if you sit on it, but if you go E, F, G, or G, F, E, then you're probably fine. So, man, phlegm. That's one thing you could do. And the other thing you could do is you can analyze and go, what note is this over the chord? So if I play an E, that's the third of C. It's the sixth of G. It's the 5 of the A minor. And it's the 7th of the F. If I go to F, that's the 4 of the C. That's the 7 of the G. It's kind of out there. It's beautiful over the A minor. It's the 6th. And it's the root of the F chord. I go to G. Now I'm playing the 5th of the C. The root of the G. The 7th of the A minor. And then the 2nd of the F chord. Every one of those notes has its own tension. I've talked about this before. It's like with jazz. You go. There's a G note on every one of those chords, but its relationship to the chord, this D flat 7 flat 5, or I could call C sharp 7 flat 5. This is the flat 5. The C7, this is the 5. The A7 sharp 5, this is the sharp 5. The B flat 13, it's the 13. The A7, it's the 7. The A flat major 7, it's the major 7th. And the G, it's the root. So that note, technically, if you were soloing over that progression, you could probably go. Totally work. People are like, man, you're brilliant. How did you know how to play that? So, that's pretty funny, actually. You could do a comedy bit where you have like an idiot on guitar and a jazz pianist, and the idiot on guitar, it could be a Mr. Bean bit, where he just plays one note and the piano player works around it and makes it sound amazing. Because it's true. You could totally do that. Like if I did... Isn't that hilarious? It's like, wow. And then he just keeps... Doesn't matter what you do. It'll all work. So, all right. Let's see. It is a good mental exercise. It is. And the progression goes by slow enough that you might be able to do that. And you don't have to, like, every time the progression goes back to the C chord, you don't have to start over again. You can keep doing the same one until you understand it. You keep going, okay, I'm going to find I'm going to play the C note over this. And you're like, okay, well, that's the root. And it's going to be the 4. It wants to go to that B. And it sounds good over the A minor. And it sounds good over the F. So because there's a C note in the C chord, obviously. There's a C note in the A minor chord, and there's a C note in the F chord. Is there any other note that we have? Yeah, C. Yeah, C. That's of these 4 chords. That's the only note that appears in 3 of them. Am I mistaken there? I'm looking at it. G is only in 2. E is in 2. F is only in 1. A is only in 1. Yeah. So the C note is actually a pretty safe bet in the key of C, right? Makes sense. And that's something you could also do. Is like if the song's say the song's in D, go through your guitar and find all those D notes so you know where they all are, so you can, when in doubt, land on a D note. Okay, and that's good preparation. So if the song is like, you can just hang around D. Now, here's another thing you can do when you're doing that. When you're playing one note over all 4 chords, the same note over all 4 chords, when it doesn't work, I 100% guarantee you, if you go up or down in the scale, it'll resolve or sound better. It'll have a resolution note that's either the next note below or the next note above. Like, for example, the F note over the C, just go down to E. Okay, the F note over the G, go up to G. The F note over the A minor, go down a half step. And then the F sounds fine over the F chord, obviously. So that can be another layer of brain work for you. It's really more for your ear. That's more of an ear thing. It's like, okay, this note is rubbing weird. What's the next note up? Okay, that's better. Or next note down. Oh, that's much better. So that's the kind of thing you can be doing that will totally help grow your ear and then give you more ideas for improvising. And, it's like I said, it's totally fine to hit one of those weird notes that doesn't work, but you may not want to sit on it too long. Sitting on that F note over a C chord may not work as well as just going, E, F, E, F, E, F, something, where you're just kind of, you're hinting at the F note, like doing, you can even do like, oops, there we go. Adding a C to a G major chord sounds nice. Kind of a G add 4, yeah. Like I will do this chord a lot. It's if you visualize, like I'll take up to C here, the C triad. Okay, so it's 10 XX 10 9 8 8. Sorry, I got X 10 9 8 8. That's basically a C triad. Okay, but if I take that 5th down a whole step, it's a handful, but it's a beautiful chord, and it's easy to move around. So that would be XX 10 9 6 8, and what that is that would be a C4 chord. Sam might call it a C add 4 chord, but I'm going to save myself some time. And I would oftentimes do that. Let me do this. Here we go. I would use like a chord like that for a swell or something. Get my volume pedal available. getting that. So basically I'm playing. Anyway, fun with EBOs. What's this? It's a £1 coin. Yeah, 6'9". I was wondering, I was like, wait, and he didn't do this, but I thought, man, he could have been the first, you know how everything, e-commerce, or, you know, iPad or whatever, you know, iPhone, but the E for electronic email, if he had done small case E and capital B, O-W, he would have been the first to have done that, electronic bow. But he didn't. He went capital E and then small b, so it was like an EBO. So yeah, I thought that was, because I actually thought about that the other day, and I went, wonder what his original packaging looked like. Did he have a small E or a capital E? You know, he's always had a capital E. So. So just talking about a recap. So you got these different suspensions that you can play over or use to create tension and resolution in your solos. I think what I'm gonna keep talking about soloing. Great to see you, Brad. I think next week we're gonna start talking about maybe soloing over like a 2-chord vamp, like the one I recorded the other day. I think that would be kind of a fun thing to do, and we can try to. You know, come up with some methods of maybe playing over a 2-chord vamp or even a 1-chord vamp. But that the jam track I did, I don't know, how's it doing? You know, jam tracks are funny because they will sometimes take off and like, whoa, content. But I did hit 130,000 officially. So here's the jam. I may do another video today. I may post a video. Oh yeah, it's not doing hardly anything. The guitar mute video, not really. Yeah. Acoustic guitar mic shootout. People don't like it. It's so funny. What do you don't like? I did a lot of work for you and you hit the thumbs down. Really? Doesn't make any sense. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Oh man, I'm tired. Okay. Oh, the Squire stuff. Oh, well, that one's gotten some views. Interesting. You know, because of the Paul David stuff. I did a shout out on that. So I've got, let's see, held for review. How many? All right. All right. It's so funny here. I've got someone that says, Sam, you gave me exactly what I was looking for. There are too many YouTube videos that don't cut to the chase and have too much BS. You're right on the money for someone who's already knows how to play guitar. It's funny because I get this. Some people say you talk too much, and other people say, "Man, it was a perfect video. You just got right to the." Oh, the lesson number has not been changed? Oh, I thought I did change it. Let me see. Content live. No, I changed it. Refresh your window, Holly. That's what happened. Or Bruce, refresh your window. Sorry, you're the one that said, yeah, I changed it. It says that on the thing. If you refresh your window, of course, you may have to watch an ad. But, so, okay, now, any other questions about soloing anybody has? I'm happy to ask or answer if I can. My office is a mess right now. I'm kind of in the middle of several different things. And none of them is reorganizing or cleaning my office. It's not one of the things I'm in the middle of. Should be. I got another one of these. The guitar mute thing. I should give this away. Although it's probably good to have some of these in cases. I might get to the point where I want to have one of these in cases like I have capos. So it's like you have to, like, I don't think it will fit on this guitar. Maybe it will. Let me see. Yeah, technically it will. See what it sounds like. Not awful. Gonna get pitchy though. That's kind of one of the issues with these guitar mute things. Move it down a bit. Yeah, if it's too tight, you gotta loosen a little bit. Doesn't really work up there. Little pitchy. It changes the intonation a little bit. I think the looser it is, the better. But yeah, these, I don't know. I think you get like 2 for $10. So, you know, having one just to mess around with for $10 is really can't beat that. So, you like double stops? Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to talk about, and I didn't talk about, we go back to the sevenths, okay? The seventh would be, like I said, they make for really nice for bending up. Let me go to a rock sound here. So yeah, a lot of times when you hear someone doing something like that, or they're oftentimes it's like it's over an E chord or something. They're bending that seventh up to the root. Yeah, well, so when he goes to... Yeah, so... Yeah, when he's going to the 5 chord, he's definitely doing that Johnny Be Good. That's definitely doing that 5, or the flat 7 to the root thing. All right. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Crazy day. All right, so let's oh, those are 10s. Those are Elixir 10s. I think they are nanowebs. Yeah, they're not polywebs, and they're not the new ones. What are the new ones? The even less Gore-Tex than. But the nanos are fine. I don't have any flaking or anything like that. They got rid of that a long time ago. Yeah, no, I can bend 10s. I mean, I'll bend 12s, but I think a lot of it just depends on. A lot of it depends on getting the fingers behind you. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Now, I may break a string. These are pretty old strings. But if I really like bending minor thirds. So, like in the key of C, if I play like C major pentatonic, there's 2 minor thirds, the E to the G, and then the A to the C. So, you know. So, hey Nate, what's going on? And you want to practice all the bends. You want to practice a half step. You want to practice a whole step. And you want to practice that minor third is really cool. Lukather would use that a lot. Like I like that minor third bend. It just sounds kind of chaotic. What was it? Sorry. I'm just practicing. Yeah, I saw the Beato video about like putting 7s and 8s on guitars. I don't even know if I've ever played with 8s. I mean, I know I have like 8s, I think, on my 12 string on the G string, so it doesn't break. But as far as like having an 8 up here, 9s seem really thin to me. And 9s, I might go to 9s if I get old and don't want to work so hard. All right, so I've got, like I said, I got a busy day ahead of me. So I'm gonna take off, and we will pick up this next week. Like I said, I might go to the vamp thing, and I'll create a new window for us all. But it's nice having the little bit smaller window of me and more information. I like that, and I like not having the information on the walls and stuff because it's just too hard to read. So this makes a lot more sense. I forgot that I could do that. I think there was a video, one of the videos lessons I was struggling with, like trying to create black backgrounds, and it was like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that. I can just make this, I can go really small. See, look, bye everybody, I'll see you later. All right, fun with OBS. Okay. So everybody, thank you so much. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and everything. I'm hoping you're learning something. Practice jamming with that track and practice finding those notes and practice playing one note and listen to it and go, oh, that sounds good, or oh, wait, something's not right. Let me fix this. And then fix it and see if you find the right fix. Like I said, and one of the first things a lot of guitar players will do before they, in a session or whatever, when they first see a chart for the first time or they're first playing a song for the first time, they'll go through and if they, okay, it's in C, they kind of get their hands on all the C scales. And so they can just kind of see them all around there. And it makes it less likely they have to look at their hands if they've got to read music, okay? But that's kind of one of the things you might want to do down the road as you get better. When you got a new song, like, okay, just find all those scales, find if it's an A7 vamp, then find, A Mixolydian scale all over the fretboard so you have all your options, and then you're good to go. All right? So I will see you later. Got some hammer I was playing hammer dulcimer this week. It's right there. You can't see it though. Maybe next week I'll bring it out if it's still in my studio. All right? Have a great time. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe, and hopefully see you there. Bruce, thank you. Bob, thank you. Holly, thank you. Dennis, I don't think was on, right? I don't see Dennis anywhere, but hopefully Dennis is good. Probably just doing fun stuff. And we'll talk to you soon. God bless you, everybody. Bye-bye.